This is another video pertaining to parasites and how they control the motor skills and how they actually contribute to the crimes in the community, which a lot of people think is crazy. It's not really crazy if you look at the fact that parasites in the brain causes chemical imbalances, and when chemical imbalances occur in the body, this can cause alter egos, this can cause personality disruption, and a lot of the things that's happening in the community. This right here actually connects to a certain pattern of studies, which I'm going to contribute inside of the video as well, where people commit suicide, car accidents occur, but there's also something too that we haven't been looking at. And this is, why are they building these lights in the community, these LED lights, right? Why are they putting, I mean, they've started in Georgia where they're putting LED lights in certain locations to identify crimes when they occur. But there's always another agenda, a deeper agenda when it comes to governmental safety, so to speak. So sometimes their safety can be what we call an experiment. And a lot of us can't see past that because we're stuck in a box. But this is why I'm here, and others like myself, to identify these things and to give it to the community and let you do what you please. But these parasites, especially toxoplasma parasites, these are very distinct parasites apart from the other parasites. I mean, not to say that they are not detrimental, but toxoplasma parasites are very distinct because they are talked of more when it comes to being inside of the foods, being in animals, being in the water. And of course, they're putting them in the water. And I think, as I said before, that they are bioengineered in laboratories. I mean, I'm just going to put it out there. I think that these parasites are bioengineered to play on specific mental capacities of the people, and to also contribute to the agenda that these people are using to further see into spiritual realms within the DNA of our biochemical structure. Because again, our body is connected to other bodies. We have other personalities. There are other lifetimes that we come from and we're going to, and certain people can tap in due to certain traumas. Again, you got cases where people got struck by lightning, car accidents, and people going to comas, coming out, being able to do things that they couldn't do before they go into these comas. Let's get back on the parasites, though. I want to step off subject. But in this video, I want to touch more on the psychological aspect of how they are controlling us through foods, using these things that are using us as hosts to carry out their agenda. And this is very, I'm not going to say intelligent in a good way on their behalf, but this is a very evil tactic that they're using against the public to carry out certain things, so that'll keep them up on being able to circulate their agenda and to control through the emotional aspect of what is playing out inside of the foods that we are ingesting, and causing these awakenings of different personalities that is altering our psychological perception of life, people, and ourselves. I mean, we can see that everybody don't feel the same. It doesn't feel like it used to in the early 2000s or the 90s because, number one, what we call the Earth has gone through many black holes during eclipse moments. We've gone through portals such as black holes, and this is why they spray chemtrails in there. I don't think y'all understand how powerful chemicals are. Again, chemicals is one of the 5 forms of energy, and energy plays a major role in the field of being able to perceive things, consciousness, color, sound, smells, and things like that. While I'm talking about sounds, they are also using satellites as well. Japan, I think they started to use satellites to release sounds to see if they can control parasites and worms to affect, in my belief, to affect certain people who have these parasites inside of them. They tell you that they're doing it so that they can run experiments to help worms do certain things, or allocate certain things. But that's, why would they have an agenda to help a worm do something? It's always bigger than that. You have to look beyond the surface, or sometimes below the surface, to be able to peek into the world of the agenda of these people. But again, these parasites that they are placing in our foods are manipulating the perception of the people, causing aggression, causing stress, right? Causing sexually transmitted diseases to occur in certain cancers as well. I mean, again, you have parasites that thrive on laying infections in the body. And once they lay the infections, right, and they no longer need their host, which is the person, what they do is they let off a gas or a pheromone, right, which will cause the person to become sexually active so that the person can pass them on to the next host or the next person so that they can lay infections in them. This is what they call STIs, which is STDs, okay? So, and they're doing it by way of the food. So all sexually transmitted diseases come from the foods by way of these viral bacteria or viral pathogens and parasites that they are placing in the foods that are bioengineered and can be controlled by certain sounds let off by satellites that you can't hear and controlled by certain lights. I've said before that there are things in the food that can't break down in the digestive system, right? And these are the parasitic chips that they put inside of us that they bioengineer. So what happens is during certain moments and times, right, at nighttime, when there are a lot of energies together that is coming together for parties, clubs, when you go into shows and things like that, you hear about people getting shot, people fighting just for no reason. There's no reason. There's always a reason for everything. They tell you that things happen for no reason. There's always a reason behind everything. And the cause of the majority of crimes in America come from what we eat, because the things that's not breaking down that's inside of the food, these parasites that's bioengineered in these laboratories, when they let off these sounds that you can't hear physically, and they let off these LED lights and turn them on and heat up these parasitic chips, they make you go crazy. They will cause you to go crazy. So without further ado, let's get into some information, y'all. And it says that mind-controlled parasite toxoplasma hides from the immune system with 2 key genes. A single-cell parasite relies on 2 genes that boost each other's activity to switch info into defense mode when attacked by the immune system. And it goes on to say that CDC warns of common parasites plaguing millions in the U.S. It says for many people, parasites are the stuff of nightmares. These organisms take up residence in their human host and feed on the nutrients of the person, causing both minor ailments as well as serious and sometimes life-threatening illnesses. And it says scientists at the University of Buffalo have found a way to induce behavior in worms remotely using magnetically heated nanoparticles. They found that it is possible to affect worm ion channels, worm neurons, and worm behavior, specifically with very close targeting. They could stimulate certain cells to make the worms change direction and worm along the other way. Meaning that if these parasites or worms are inside of you, if they can control them, that means they can control you. Think, people. And it says how mind-controlling parasites can get inside your head. Imagine that a pesky tabby cat has been pooing in your backyard again. Unbeknown to you, it has transferred some of the parasite spores it was carrying onto your herb garden. Unintentionally, while preparing a tasty salad, you forget to wash your hands and infect yourself with the Toxoplasma gondii parasite. For months, you display no symptoms. Then, after 6 months, you are driving your car more aggressively, taking chances in road junctions, and generally filled with more road rage as you are angrily gesture with fellow drivers. Let's beat the agenda. Get your parasite cleanse and set up your video health session with me at www.melakofiehealing.com. I love y'all. Peace.